everybody. Hello. It is day 5 of the author series here over on my Instagram channel and on the podcast. I hope that you've been having a really good time learning all about the self-publishing process. As you know, I am a 5-time self-published author. And just again, I'm super excited to be here talking for the last week all about self-publishing and the different aspects that go into it. Today's topic is going to be book promotion. This is very important, and this is like the lifeline of your book. The success of your book comes down to your ability to continuously promote even when you're tired of talking about it. So you really have to be not ruthless, but you get what I mean. Like you just have to continue promoting your book. And today we're going to be talking about a few strategies and how you could go ahead and do that. If you are new to me, my name is Danielle Desir. I am a 5-time self-published author. I focus on affordable travel and personal finance books. Some of my book titles include Affording Travel, Traveling with a Full-Time Job, Planning Local Trips During a Pandemic, are just some to name a few. And in this year, in 2021, I'm hoping to break into podcasting. So talking about different topics in podcasting, because that is an emerging industry that there's just so much that can be talked about there. So let's talk a bit about the promotion strategies that comes with book promotion. And I just wanted to just preface this by saying that as an indie, 100% of your book promotion responsibility is on you. And I've also heard as a traditional publisher, like if you get a traditional book deal, still a big part of the book promotion process will still be on your shoulders. So I think coming up with a marketing plan for each and every book is so important. My rule of thumb is always be promoting. Always, absolutely always be promoting your book. And there are 2 primary really trains of thought when it comes to book promotion. Number 1, it's your active promotion. And secondly is your passive promotion. And for me, I like to do a lot of more passive things, which means I do a lot of the work up front, which means that later down the line, I'm not necessarily having to scream at the mountaintop about my book. Now, when it comes to active book promotion, there's a lot that you can do. One of my favorite active book promotion strategies is to be a guest on podcasts. Podcasts are exploding. Everyone and their mama seems to have a podcast these days, even though it's a lot of work. But as a podcast guest, it's less work for you because guess what? You're the expert. All you have to do is show up and deliver value. So as much as possible, try to be a guest on podcasts that align with your message, right? So if I'm going to be a guest on a podcast, I want to be talking about affordable travel. I want to be talking about traveling with a full-time job at a 9-to-5. Because these are topics that relate to my book. So at the end of the episode where they're like, hey, Danielle, how can people find you and connect with you? I can say, connect with me here. And I could say, if you enjoyed this conversation, you'll love my books because I offer step-by-step instruction. So podcast is fantastic way to get your word and your message and your book out there. And guess what? This is passive promotion because this podcast is going to be picking up listens throughout the years. And new people are going to be finding this podcast at all hours and at all times. So when they stumble upon your episode, you have an opportunity to, again, deliver value and for you to also make the sale at the end of the day. What you could do, in addition to saying you can, buy my book, you can also perhaps tell them you have a freebie for them. Maybe you'll give the book away for free to the listeners by signing up for your email address, or you may even just decide to have them sign up and you give them a couple of chapters, not the entire book, but a couple of chapters. Again, pick your own adventure here. There's a lot that you can do when it comes to this kind of stuff. So just again, wanted to make sure podcasts are on your radar. I have been a podcast guest on over 85 shows. Okay. So, and I'm also a podcaster. I definitely see the growth in my income as an indie author, the growth in my thought leadership as a thought leader or someone who's like really expert level, right? All of these speaking, because they're sort of like speaking opportunities. All these speaking opportunities have, again, helped me to just build up my brand. So if you can, get on as many podcasts as you can. If you are struggling with getting on podcasts, you're not sure how to pitch podcasters, feel free to reach out to me. I actually have a course and I do offer one-on-one strategy sessions to help you to figure out what your pitch is. So if you need assistance with that, definitely hit me up. If you're listening to the podcast, I will have a link to my course and my one-on-one strategy calls. You could book me in the show notes as well. All right. So number one, being a guest on a podcast is absolutely fantastic. Secondly, and I mentioned this yesterday, is about sharing free copies of your books. So whenever possible, share copies of your books, because at the end of the day, your book sales are not going to come from like these one-on-one transactions. A lot of the viral book sales are going to come from people saying great things about your book, getting Amazon reviews, and the huge, large marketplaces. So for me, when I first started out, I was like trying to get every single audience member to buy my book. And it was very time consuming and also a little bit stressful. But now I'm like, you want a free copy of my book? Sure, check it out, read it. Because I know if I hook you with that one book, I have 6 other ones in the pipeline that you can read and check out. And each one leads them to the other one. So there is a long-term strategy. So for me, it doesn't hurt me to give away free copies. It hurts me when I'm trying to only think of small-minded. So I'm thinking a lot more big-minded, give away free copies so that they could talk about my book. They could say good things, put good reviews on Amazon if they think it's a good book and all of that other stuff. Okay. A third active strategy for book promotion is sharing your book cover designs everywhere, like making sure that people visually know your book is available. There's a different energy that comes to when you're like, hey, I'm writing a book. That's nice. But then when they see the book cover, it's like, oh, that's nice. Oh, I love the cover. It attracts them. It brings them in. So as much as possible, you want to get your book cover designed by a professional. Okay. There are a lot of people who will tell you, you could do it yourself. I prefer to just invest in hiring a designer who can just help me to just make sure my book gets picked up, because people do judge books by their covers. Okay. So get your book designed as early as possible in the process and start pushing it out there. Like the book that I'm working on in April, it's called Your Money Date in 20 Minutes or Less. That book, honestly, I haven't even started it. I don't even have an outline for that book at all. Who cares? I'm going to be writing it. It's coming out sometime in 2022 or 2021. So what I'm doing right now is letting people know that I'm writing and I'm working on it. And people hit me up all the time. They're like, dang, Danielle, you're writing your 6th book already? I'm like, I know, like it's crazy. It's crazy. So make sure you have your book covers designed early on in your process. And for me, I feel like my book covers really give me that motivation, that oomph. It feels so much more real when you have a tangible book cover, even as an ebook author, because I do a lot of my books are ebooks. Even as an ebook, you can still do a lot of promotion. I am a big fan of book launch parties because it's really it's a culmination of you sitting and being able to write this book, and it's a celebration, right? I found that whenever I skip the launch party, it just makes me feel like what's next? But with the launch party, it makes me feel like, okay, the book is closed. I finished writing the book. Now it's time to celebrate. And it gets new people excited about your book as well. So you can do a launch party. It doesn't have to be in person. A lot of people used to do in person, but with the pandemic, a lot of people are doing it virtually. So you could just do a Facebook Live, or you can do an IG Live. And I'll actually include a link to a launch party I did in the fall, so I can show you guys what that looks like. And it was pretty much me and a friend who just recently launched our books, and we were just pretty much chatting about the book writing process. We read a little bit of an excerpt. We talked about the book, and that's a great way to drum up some book sales and get people interested in your book. So as much as possible, get in front of the camera, let people know about your book, and a book launch party is a great way to do it. Okay, last but not least, a more active way for you to promote your book is by sharing short excerpts on social media. So there's a lot that you can do here. As you're writing the book, or if you sometimes you're reading your work and you're like, dang, that was a good quote. That's a tweetable, or that's a tweet. So I would just highlight those areas where I feel like I can just make them into IG graphics or make them into a tweet. And then while I'm writing the book, I tweet it out with the pre-order link. So it really allows people to kind of get the sound bites from your book, also keeps it top of mind, and it just gives people something to like look forward to. So as you're writing, think about ways that you can be promoting by sharing out excerpts of your book. Okay. All right. So that's what I have for you today. I offered a ton of ideas because at the end of the day, when it comes to book marketing, try everything. Try this, try that. There's tons of YouTubers out there who have really good explainer videos or will give you ideas. Just make a list of what you want to do when it comes to your book promotion, things that feel good for you. And as you continue to write more books, you'll end up having go-to promotions that you use. And that's really, really great. Okay. If you need help with writing your book as well as marketing your book, don't forget that I am offering a six-week writing intensive program, which starts April 4th. Now, the doors to this intensive close on Friday. So if you do want to get in, definitely save your spot now because I'm closing the doors on Friday. Okay. So this writing intensive program is ideal for you if you are looking for accountability, if you're looking for someone and to tell you or for someone to really be with you as you're writing. So throughout the 6-week program, we're going to be writing together because I'm going to be writing my book with you. So we'll be writing together and working on our projects together. We're also going to be going through the outlining process together, going through book cover design together, book description, again, the writing sessions, and also the book marketing plan. So making sure that you have a full solid game plan before you go and start making sales. All right. So my goal for you at the end of this intensive program is for you to have not only a manuscript, but you have your pre-orders up and ready to go, and you have a marketing plan. So all you have to do now is get it edited. You can head over to danielleelizabeth.com/intensive to check that out and reserve your spot today. Tomorrow is day 6. We're closing in. It's an 8-week. It's an 8-day series here. We're closing in. So tomorrow is day 6. We're going to be talking about how to deal with rejection. So less tactical and how-tos, but more of how to deal with when people tell you suck, or how to deal when you feel like you suck as a writer. I have stories to share and how I've combat that. And definitely it helps build you up. Rejection is part of the process. So I'm excited to be sharing all about that. All right. That's all for now. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via DM or email me at thethoughtcard@gmail.com. And doors close on Friday. So definitely, if you want to be part of this 6 weeks intensive, this is the time now. This is the time. I'll see you guys all tomorrow and have a wonderful evening. Bye. Bye. See you soon.